Hello everyone. Let's discuss single column cash book in this lecture. Students, as far as the introduction of the cash book is concerned, its meaning, concept, types and importance we have already discussed in the previous lecture. Please watch the video and don't forget to visit the channel. So, cash book, it means the book which maintains the cash transactions is termed as the cash book. And in this lecture, our focus is on single column cash book. Single column means what? Each side, there are two sides of the cash book, left hand side, right hand side. The left hand side is the debit side, right hand side is the credit side. These are the two sides. On each side, there will be cash column along with other columns as well. And single column means the business deals in cash transactions only. Hard cash is accepted in terms of receipts and all payments are made in cash. So each side there will be one column of cash, this column, that is the single column cash book. It means check transactions are not entertained, the transactions of discount are not recorded, only the cash receipts and the cash payments, these are recorded through single column cash book. So firstly, let's understand the format. Then we will do a question. We will solve a question here in this lecture itself. See the format. This is the format of the cash book. Friends, there are two sides. See, from here to this side. That is the debit side. And from here to this is the credit side. Left hand side, if you stand like this, left hand side, the half portion is the debit side and the remaining half portion on the right side is the credit side. In simple terms, debit side represent receipts. Receipts means whenever a business receives cash from any source, from sale of goods, from in the form of any other income, that is recorded on the debit side, and any payment made in cash, that is recorded on the credit side. So one by one, let us see the format. The first, on debit side, first column is the date on which any transaction takes place. Immediately that date is mentioned here. Then second column is particulars, in which we record the receipts. Basically we mention here the source of receipt. Suppose the money is coming on account of sales, we write here sales. The money is coming in the form of interest, we write here interest, or any other source that is mentioned here. Third column is voucher number. Every organization has their own vouchers, and I want to tell you, vouchers are the documents which certify the transaction. It means through voucher we certified that yes, this transaction is valid, this account is to be debited and this account is to be credited. Next column, fourth column is ledger folio. The transactions recorded here are posted into the ledger. So ledger folio represent the page number in the ledger where these transactions, these entries are posted. That page number is mentioned here. And in the fifth column, amount column, we record the amount of that transactions. So I repeat, each side there are 5 columns basically. However, it is termed as single column because we are recording only cash. Other columns are just to mention the detail of the transaction. First column date, then particulars means receipts, then voucher number, then ledger folio, then amount. Now the right side represent the credit side, or say you can say it is the payment side. On credit side also, the first column is date on which the transaction takes place. Then second column, particulars, in which we record the payment. For anything payment is made, that that is mentioned here. Suppose we are making payment for purchase of goods, we mention here purchases. We are making payment for repair, we mention here repair. We make payment for wages and salaries, we mention here wages and salaries. The third column is voucher number. Again, voucher number is the document. Serial number is mentioned here. On the through this document, we certify the transaction. Yes, this transaction is valid, and that is duly, signed by the accountant and his boss. Fourth column is ledger folio. Whatever entries are made on payment side, their posting is done into the ledger. So page number in the ledger is mentioned here in the ledger folio column. And fifth column, amount column. The payment made, amount of that payment is mentioned in the amount column. So this is the format of the single column cash book, friends. Next thing is how to start, how to make the first entry in the single column cash book. Suppose this is the year 2022. Both side we will write 2022. Suppose this is the month of July. We will mention here month July. Both side it is July. Now we have to record the opening balance. If the business is old one, remember, if the business is old one, so we record here opening balance of cash. Every month cash book is closed and opened. The closing balance in the last month becomes the opening balance of cash in the current month. So that opening balance is mentioned here, to balance brought down. But if the business is new, suppose you started the business on 1st July, in that case you will write here to capital account. So remember, this is the left hand side is the plus side, this is the receipt side. Whenever you receive any amount recorded on the debit side, whenever you make any payment, this is the payment side, or you can say minus side, that is recorded on the credit side. So let's do this single column cash book with the whole help of an example. I have taken only 5 transactions here, and we will record that here. The first transaction C, and simultaneously you can also draw cash book and attempt this question along with me. The first one is started business with cash. See this. You have to think from business point of view, not from owner's point of view. Remember this in mind. Started business with cash. Who started? Businessman started the business. So business is receiving cash. So this is a receipt. We will record on debit side. Dates are not mentioned, so we can write A, B, C, D. A. Cash is received how much? 3 lakh. See, on account of capital, we will write here to capital account. Remember one thing, on debit side, before any account is recorded, we mention the term to. On credit side, we use the term by. So we received 3 lakh rupees as capital from the owner. So from business point of view, if we think, we will write here to capital account. Amount received is rupees 3 lakh. These columns are left blank if nothing is given in the question. I am talking about voucher number and ledger folio. Then see the second transaction, purchased goods. Simply purchased goods for cash. This is what? Just think, payment. And payment is recorded on the credit side. So on credit side, transaction B, date is not given. We are writing ABCD. Payment made on account of purchase of goods. So we will write here by, then payment made for purchases of goods by purchases account, and in amount column record the amount 80,000. See this, student. Purchased goods, goods are coming and we made payment. So cash is reducing. Whenever payment is made, that is recorded on the credit side. So 2 transactions done. Now come to the third transaction, that is sold goods. Just think, when we sell goods, cash is coming in. We received the amount. So this is the receipt side. Whenever cash is plus, cash is increasing, that is recorded on the debit side. Transaction C, we will record here 2, cash is coming on account of sales. We will write here to sales account, and amount is 60,000. See students, we recorded here 60,000. Now transaction D. Let us see whether it is a receipt or a payment. Bought furniture. What? Bought furniture. We purchased furniture. It means we made payment by cash. Furniture amounting to rupees 1 lakh. So this is a payment. Cash is reducing and payment is recorded on the credit side. So transaction D, we will write here cash is reducing on account of purchase of furniture. We will write here by furniture account cash reduced by rupees 1 lakh. So fourth transaction is a payment and payment is recorded on the credit side. Let us see the transaction fifth, E transaction, and we have to decide whether it is a payment or a receipt. Paid wages. Paid means what? Payment. What we paid for wages amount 50,000. So friends, this is a payment and payment is recorded on the credit side. So transaction E, we will write here by payment made for wages by wages account and amount is 50,000. So friends, you can see we have taken only 5 transactions, 5 financial transactions, 5 cash transactions, 2 are receipts on account of capital and sales, and 3 are payments for purchase of goods, purchase of furniture and wages. One more thing you need to understand. While preparing any cash book, single column or two column cash book, one thing you should keep in mind, only cash transactions are recorded here. Non-cash transactions or credit transactions are totally ignored. These are left unrecorded while purchasing this cash book because those transactions are recorded in other books like journal proper, etc. So now we have to understand how to close the single column cash book, how to close this and how to find the balance at the end of the month. Do one thing, the side where more transactions are there, draw the line and a parallel line is drawn on the debit side also. See, now do the total. This is total receipts. Total receipts 3 lakh 60,000. You can write total receipts and it is total payments. This is a simple way to understand total receipts, total payments. See, this side we have 2 lakh 30,000. Now you can understand that simply and easily. What is the closing cash balance? We have 3,60,000 plus, it means receipts, and we have 2,30,000 payment. So 360 minus 230, closing cash balance we have that amounts to rupees 1,30,000. So at the end of the month, the cash book is equalized by balancing. Balancing means we have to find excess of debit side over credit side. We have to find excess of receipts over payments. That is called balance. So there is a balance of 1,30,000. But how to write this? At the end of the month, it is written as by balance carried down. How much? 1,60,000. You can explain it in this way. Throughout the month, we have receipts amounting to rupees 3,60,000 and we have payments amounting to rupees 2,30,000, and at the end of this month we have a closing cash balance in hand amounting to rupees 1,30,000. Now you have to do the total both sides to equalize it. This is 3,60,000 credit side. This also amounts to rupees 3,60,000. So at the end of the month, we have a closing balance of 1,30,000. But this is not completion. The cash book will be treated as completed when you show the opening balance at the beginning of the next month. Suppose next month is August. August 1, you will write the opening cash balance. The balance which is left behind at the end of the month July, that was the closing balance. It becomes opening cash in hand balance at the beginning of the month August. So on 1st August, we have a opening balance of rupees. It is written as to balance BD brought down, CF carried down, or you can write CF carried forward, you can write CD carried down, carry. It is brought, B for beginning, B for brought. So for opening balance, we use the term BD and it will amount to rupees 1,30,000. So you have to understand one thing, closing balance of the previous month becomes the opening balance of the current month. So friends, this is single column cash book for complete concept clarity. I hope you understood the topic. Stay connected, improve your knowledge. And if you want to understand these topics in Hindi also, visit my another channel, that is Commerce with Difference. Share the video with your friends and classmates and subscribe the channel if not yet subscribed.